Nithyanandam, a very warm welcome to the Nithyananda yoga class today. Please settle down on your mat, sit in a cross-legged position, your head, neck and spine in a straight line. We start with the Satguru Vandanam, invoking Swamiji's presence. So place your hands in Anjali Mudra in front of your heart and take a deep breath. Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Yanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Satrisham Tattvamashadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarihitam Satgurum Tam Namami. And then we continue chanting the Shiva Mula mantra 11 times. You can internally chant along. Om Ham Ham Shivaya Namaha. 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 And then we continue with the ritualistic cleansing. And for this, we use a panchapatram and an udrini, a cup with water and a spoon. Now place your hands in Gokarna Mudra, that means the index finger bent, and place it with the palm upwards. Now take an udrini of water in your hand and sip it along from the base of the hand, along with the mantra Svada. Atma Tattvam Shauriyami Svada. Take another udrini of water. Vidyatatvam Shauriyami Svada. Take another udrini of water. Shiva Tattvam Shauriyami Svada. And cleanse the hands. Now we use the base of the thumb to wipe over the lips twice from the right to the left, along with the mantra Om Hridayaya Namaha. Cleanse your hands. Take your index finger, middle finger, and ring finger, touch your upper lip and lower lip, and cleanse your hands. Now with the index finger and thumb together, touch your right nostril, left nostril. And with the ring finger and thumb together, touch the right eye, right ear, and cleanse your hands. And now with the little finger and thumb together, using the whole base of the hand, touch the navel center, the right chest, the left chest, and place all your fingers together. Touch your crown, your right shoulder, left shoulder, and the heart center. Now clasp your hands together, rest them on your right thigh. Then we're going to make a strong resolution of what we decide to manifest, chanting the Sankalpa mantra together. Om Namo Pata Samasta Duritakshayattvara Bhagavan Shri Nithyananda Paramashiva Prijatam Shri Nithyanandeshwari Paramashiva Shakti Sameta Shri Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Prijatam Cha Aja Purvokta Evam Guna Visheshena Vishishtayam Asyam Shubharitao Purana Arogya Yukta Dridagatra Yogika Sharira Siddhyatam Paramashiva Shakti Avishkaranatam Nithyananda Yoga Bhyasam Karishe Om Apapa Sprisha. And clench your hand the last time. And then make sure to place your Panchapatram somewhere safely on the side where you cannot accidentally tip it over or hurt yourself during the class. All the instructions given during the yoga are meant for educational and well-being purposes. They are not meant as medical advice or treatment or examination. So if you have any condition, any injury or disease, or you might be pregnant, then contact your medical practitioner and get the medical advice before practicing the yoga. For everybody joining on Zoom and in the live stream on live through the social media, please at all times listen to your body and practice within your capacity. If that means you have to adjust certain asanas to your capacity, that is no problem. So I will guide you also through different variations. All levels are welcome. If you are a total beginner or an advanced practitioner or somewhere in between, all can do along with the Nithyananda yoga today. So with having that said, let's start with the first asanas. Sitting in a cross-legged position, having the Mula Bandha engaged, the perineal floor contracted, and perform the Samana Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply, visualizing heat, flames rising up along the spine. Maintain the awareness of the heat, the digestive fire at the navel center, and hold the breath as long as comfortable. Place your hands in Bindu Mudra on your knees, the index and thumb together. Gaze straight in front of you. And the japa that we have rotating at the throat center is Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. That means throughout the asana you can chant this inside. So you don't have to do it out loud. You can have it rotating in your throat center and being active during the asana. Visualize finding your perfect place of equilibrium and ease, where body and mind harmonize effortlessly. In Yata Shanishta Asana.
पर्यङ्कं तत्समाख्यातं यथा संस्थां यथा स्थितिः.
And in the same position with the hands in Bindu Mudra on our knees, sitting cross-legged. Inhale deeply, visualize heat rising up along the spine. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha, gaze straight. And visualize yourself seated firmly yet softly on the earth. Spine upright, breath flowing like a gentle river. In Samasana.
इदानीं गर्भिणीनां योगाभ्यास यथा लघु सुखप्रसव लाभाय पृच्छते प्रक्तने पति.
And rest your hands palms down on your knees. Keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within. Inhale deeply, visualize heat rising up along the spine. Maintain awareness of the heat in the navel center and hold the breath as long as comfortable. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha. Gaze at the tip of the nose and visualize your guru's loving presence lifting burdens from your shoulders, guiding you beyond illusion's veil. In Muktasana.
निपीड्य शिविनीं सूक्ष्मं दक्षिणेतरगुल्पतः वामं यं येन गुल्पेन मुक्तासनमिदं भवेत्.
And in the same asana, we continue with the Samana Kumbhaka, inhaling deeply, visualizing heat rising up along the spine. Maintain awareness of the heat at the navel center and hold the breath as long as comfortable. Keep the pelvic floor contracted and gaze up to the third eye. Visualize being seated in perfect alignment, your spine erect as a luminous pillar of inner strength. In Siddhasana.
स्थाणुसंयमिते इन्द्रियो अचलदृश्यपश्यन् भूर्भुवन्तरं चैतन्य मोक्षकापत्पात वेदजनकं सिद्धासनं पृच्छ्यते.
And now in the same asana, sitting cross-legged with the hands resting on the knees, keep all the three bandhas engaged. That means contract the pelvic floor, take the abdomen inward and up towards the spine, and place the chin to the chest. these 3 bandhas locked is called as the Mahamudra Bandha. Gaze downward. Keep internally chanting Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. And visualize yourself being seated as an unmoving mountain, steady and untouchable, grounding deeply into stillness in Siddhi Asana.
वामपादकी एदि जानो शिवानी मदि तासकौघानो दचिपादकी एदि जोई मेधुमदि लगावी सोई.
And in the same position with the hands in Bindu Mudra on the knees. Inhale deeply, visualize heat rising up along the spine. Maintain awareness of the heat in the navel center. And hold the breath as long as comfortable, keeping the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha. Gaze up to the third eye. And visualize yourself as Rudra, fierce and luminous, holding infinite power with inward restraint. Rudrasana 2.
वामचरण परि दक्षिण राके एक जुगति असा विदिधाके वाम पगतले महिले कोर दक्षिणे के जु बाहरले वोर.
And in the same posture, keeping the hands in Bindu Mudra, the index finger and thumbs together. Inhale deeply, visualize flames rising up along the spine. Maintain awareness of the heat in the navel center and hold the breath as long as comfortable, keeping the pelvic floor contracted in the Mudra Bandha. Gaze at the tip of the nose and visualize yourself as a stream flowing steadily, unbroken and clear, moving toward vastness. Santa Duna Asana.
आसन की गुण मन की चंचलत मिता.
And with the legs cross-legged, bring the arms in front of the navel center, the hands, the palms pointing towards each other. In Samputa Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka, inhale deeply, visualizing heat rising up along the spine. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha. Gaze straight in front of you and visualize stillness as your throne, unyielding yet fluid, grounding you into timeless awareness. Siddhasana 2.
जुकाय समासीन सिद्धसनं मुदीरितं प्रसार्य भुवि पादौ तु दोभ्याम् अङ्गुष्ठमादरात्.
And now in this asana, Bandha Yoni Asana, we're going to do a special mudra, the Shanmukhi Mudra, where we close the ears with the thumbs, the eyes with the index fingers, then the nose with the middle finger, lay down the ring finger on your upper lip and your little finger on your lower lip. Retain the upward moving apana in the head until the state of bliss is experienced with the Shanmukhi Mudra. Inhale deeply, visualize heat rising up along the spine. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha, gaze straight, and visualize the sacred womb as a sealed sanctuary, holding the vastness of creation within. Bandha Yoni Asana.
यत्र मध्ये महादेव बन्धयोन्यसे श्रुति यत्कृत्वा केचरो भूत्वा विचरेत ईश्वरो यथा.
And rest the hands down again. Bring them in the Bindu Mudra on the knees, the index and thumb together. Inhale deeply, visualize heat rising up along the spine and keep the awareness of the heat at the navel center. Hold the breath as long as comfortable. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha. Gaze straight in front of you and keep internally chanting Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself as a fearless warrior, kneeling with ease yet burning with inner resolve. In Virasana.
एकपादम् अत एकस्मिन् विन्यस्य ऊरुनि संस्थितः इतरस्मिन् तथा च ऊरु वीरासनमुदीरितम्.
And in the same posture, bring one foot up onto the opposite thigh. Keep the hands in Bindu Mudra on your knees. Inhale deeply, visualize flames rising up along the spine. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha and gaze up to the third eye. Visualize yourself knotted into oneness, each fold binding distractions into stillness. Valmika Asana.
Dava pagaki pagatali puni edi hai joya panam disimedra dachine ani lagava soya.
Now rest the palms down, your hands on your knees. Keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within. Check that you have your shoulders away from your ears in a relaxed position. Inhale deeply, visualize heat rising up along the spine. Maintain awareness of the heat in the navel center and hold the breath as long as comfortable. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha. Gaze at the tip of the nose and visualize a luminous lotus womb closing around your awareness, sealing stillness within. Yoni Mudrasana.
Atayoni mudrasana bhama padaki pagatali jahi mahili kori jonitaham dhari vaishye ulato pava jumori.
And in the next asana, remain in the same position, keeping the eyes open and steady gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within. Continue the Samana Kumbhaka, inhaling deeply and visualizing heat rising up along the spine. Firmly contract the muscles of the pelvic floor in the Mula Bandha while gazing up to the third eye. Continue chanting internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself enclosed. Visualize yourself enclosed in the cosmic womb, secure and timeless, the source of all forms. In Yoni Asana.
Yonyasanam parvatena yogam yogapale nilam tatkala palam antavat kecharo yavadevahi.
And place the soles of the feet together. Let your knees come wide and down to the mat. Fold your hands around your legs, your feet. Inhale deeply, visualize heat rising up along the spine. Maintain awareness of the heat at the navel center and hold the breath as long as comfortable. Keep in this position the Mula Bandha engaged, the pelvic floor contracted, and also the Uddiyana Bandha engaged, the abdomen inward and toward the spine. Gaze at the tip of the nose and visualize your seat as auspicious foundation, spreading blessings in all directions. Bhadrasana Trini.
Atabhadrasanam gulpaucha vrishana shadhya shivanya parshvayo shipet savya gulpe tata savye dakshina gulpe tu dakshine.
And now take one hand over at your mouth. Close your right nostril with your right thumb and inhale fully through the left nostril. Then hold the breath inside. And next, exhale slowly through the right nostril, reversing the nostrils if you begin on the opposite side. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha, gaze up at the third eye, and visualize yourself as a blazing firebrand, fierce yet controlled, radiating intensity in Agorasana.
Purvakaho bastrika joy vahi vidiko kijay soyi saba anguri muka bahari ane muka ko puni samputa karitane.
And place now your elbows in front of you on the ground, bending forward from the hips, and lay down your head in your hands. Exhale fully and hold the breath out while remaining steady and aware in the Rechaka Kumbhaka. Draw the abdomen inward in the Uddiyana Bandha and the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha. Gaze at the tip of the nose and visualize yourself as an eternal evergreen tree, rooted deeply in the earth, limbs swaying out but unbroken in Kaneri Pavasana.
Kaneri pava asana vali pava asana kahyo hai jaise yahumain jane viditaise Dogulpa mahila jano aru eri bichi kahuni tano.
And for the next asana, sit with your knees raised and the feet flat on the mat. Thread your arms inside the balls and wrap around your shin. And interlace the fingers in front of your navel. Balance slightly back on your sitting bones, keeping your spine tall, the feet off the ground, and breath steady. Then gently hold this posture, the hands in Parusha Mudra, and performing the Rechaka Kumbhaka, exhaling fully and holding the breath out while remaining steady and aware. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha. Gaze at the tip of the nose and visualize yourself seated as supreme stillness, beyond fluctuation, fast and undivided, in Para Asana.
Atapar asana pratama mahili jamhe judo. Tinatari kari kada bhuja saugodha tari kari bahari tane. Ulati mori jamhane pari ane.
Now sit drawing the feet together near the chest. Place the big toes towards the throat, the heels at the upper chest, and interlace the fingers to support your feet. Rest your chin lightly, gaze toward the nose, and keep the spine upright, the chest open. Continue the Rechaka Kumbhaka. Exhale fully and hold the breath out while remaining steady and aware. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha, gaze at the tip of the nose, and visualize yourself as King Gopi Chand, in yogic renunciation, royal yet surrendered. In Gopi Chanda Asana.
पूरब विधि पगा के अंगुता कंत कूपरा से ये दी हिरद लगावे कंकसी एद्य अगुली अगु आगुली परिरा से दृष्टिनास अग्र आसन कौगुण इरि पिंगल की पावन तंब जालंधर बम दलागे.
And we remain in the same position with the feet towards the chest and the hands around the feet. Keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within. Exhale fully and hold the breath out while remaining steady and aware. Pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha and gaze at the tip of the nose. Visualize the belly as a fertile center, glowing like fire, sustaining strength. In Udarasana.
दौपगतलि सम्पुटताने उभय हस्तकरि उरद हेताने अंगुस्त अंगुस्त दौ सम तहरावे चिबुकने नीचे ताहि लगावे.
Now press the feet towards the forehead, taking them a little bit more up. Keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within. Perform the Rechaka Kumbhaka. Exhale fully and hold the breath out while remaining steady and aware. Visualize yourself seated in uniqueness, neither bound nor common, radiating distinction. In Vishishta Asana.
पाछे दौ हतकी करि पाग ऊंचे ककासी ससा परित्रासे पगललात मोदी ज्यू लगावे दृष्टिनास अग्र आसन कौगुण पवन समाहित होई.
And relax for a moment. You can shake your legs out, rotate your ankles. And then we're going to continue with a few more asanas, keeping the legs up, bringing the both knees now behind the shoulders, and folding the arms around the shins, holding them at the neck, your feet in front of you. Keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within. Keeping the breath out for as long as comfortably possible in the Rechaka Kumbhaka. The pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha, gaze straight, and visualize your body upheld by shoulders like pillars, strong and steady guardians in Bhujasana.
सिरासनं तु विज्ञेयं कक्षासनमतः परं विवासनं च परमं भुजासनं उच्यते.
And now in the same position, means with the knees over the shoulders, we bend the arms downwards and around the body backwards. So around the hips, we fold them at the back if we can hold our balance. Now try this with your knees over your shoulders and then see where you can get your hands, maybe on the mat, if that is where you are, or you can fold them all the way around your hips. Visualize each breath unfolding as a blessing, filling you with luminous benefit in Kalyasana.
पवनधारण सहित जो आसन सदै धीर दिवास सत साधन किया निर्मल होई शरीरा.
And lower your legs down. Stack your knees upon each other, bringing your feet next to your hips on the outside. Bring your hands on the opposite knees. Elongate your spine. Take your shoulders away from the ears. Relax them. And with inner focus and outer vision, free from blinking or opening the eyes, perform the Vaisnavi Mudra. And we start here another pranayama, the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, slightly contracting the throat and drawing the breath slowly in through the nostrils, producing the sound of the ocean. Retain the breath within and then release slowly through the nostrils, preserving the same soft sound. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha. Gaze straight. Visualize yourself entering the narrow strait of hardship, where pressure surrounds yet does not destroy. In Sankatasana.
जानु युग्मे कर युग्मम् एतत् संकटमासनम्.
And in the next asana, interlace your fingers on the top knee in Parusha Mudra. Continue with the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, slightly contracting the throat, drawing the breath slowly in through the nostrils, producing the sound of the ocean. Then retain the breath within and release slowly through the nostrils. Keep the Mula Bandha engaged, the pelvic floor contracted, and take the abdomen inward toward the spine in the Uddiyana Bandha. Gaze straight in front of you and visualize yourself as a generous cow, nourishing and calm, embodying abundance. Envision milk flow as prana, rich, sustaining streams filling every channel of the being. Contemplate gentleness, patience, and steady giving as the virtues of your form. In Dhenukasana.
सव्याङ्घ्रि कुण्डलं पृष्ठे वामनिवेशयेत् वामाङ्घ्रि कुण्डलं चैव दक्षिणि धेनुकासनम्.
And now we bring both feet on the opposite thighs, the legs in Padmasana. And we bring the right hand to the left knee and cross the left hand behind the back, taking the opposite toe in Prana Mudra. The index finger and middle finger around the toe, closing it with your thumb. Continue the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, slightly contracting the throat, drawing the breath slowly in through the nostrils, producing the sound of the ocean. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha, gaze straight. Continue internally chanting Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself as Sage Machandra, seated in deep twist, channeling secret wisdom. Machandrasana.
वामचरणपुनि ऐसे कारै दक्षिण गोद उपार दारै बहरौ दक्षिण हस्त है जोई वाम जंग परि आनि सोई.
And for the next asana, uncross your arms, stay seated in Padmasana, take both your feet into your hands, and from your hips bend forward, place your forehead onto the ground. With inner focus and outer vision, free from blinking and opening the eyes, perform the Vaisnavi Mudra. Continue making the sound of the ocean with your breath in the Ujjayi Kumbhaka. Keep the pelvic floor contracted, gaze downwards, and visualize yourself as Matsyendraja, but deeper, embodying unfathomable depth in turning inwards. In Matsyendrasana 2.
Machendra asana pratama jimano charana ju joy vama jang pari rake soi taki eri kati so laga lai lave bahuri jukti yah or karave.
And come up again. Now place the both hands together on one knee with inner focus and outer vision, free from blinking and opening the eyes in the Vaishnavi Mudra, making the sound of the ocean in the Ujjaya Kumbhaka, and visualize the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, radiating light that dissolves every shade of ignorance within and around you. Keeping all the three bandhas engaged, the pelvic floor contracted, the abdomen inward and up, and the chin towards the chest. In Guru Asana.
उरुमूले इतरपादस्य कनिष्ठिक प्रदेशगुल्पं संस्थाप्य तदेव जानु इतरपादपर्ष्णि संस्थाप्य तिष्ठेत् हस्तौ समीलयेत् गुरु आसनं भवति.
And now we do the stack the knees upon each other, but the other way around than that we did earlier, so that we do the asanas parshvantare on the other side. Bring your feet outside of your hips and your hands on the opposite knees. Continue with the Ujjaya Kumbhaka, making the sound of the ocean with your breath, keeping the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha, gaze straight. Continue internally chanting Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself entering in the narrow strait of hardship, where pressure surrounds yet does not destroy, in Shankatasana.
वामपादं चितेरूलं सन्नस्य धारणीतले पाददन्देन यं येन वेष्टयेत् वामपादकम्.
And in the next asana, we interlace the fingers in Parusha Mudra, bringing it onto the top knee. Visualize yourself as a generous cow, nourishing and calm, embodying abundance, keeping the pelvic floor contracted, and continue making the sound of the ocean with your breath while gazing straight in Dhenukasana.
सव्याङ्घ्रिकुण्डलं पृष्ठे वामनिवेशयेत् वामङ्घ्रिकुण्डलं चैव दक्षिणे धेनुकासनम्.
And in the next asana, come into Padmasana, placing the feet on the opposite thighs. And then place your left hand on your right knee, your right hand bent behind your back, and take the opposite toe in Prana Mudra, the index finger and middle finger around your toe, closing it with your thumb. Slightly contracting the throat and drawing the breath slowly in through the nostrils, producing the sound of the ocean. Retain the breath within, and then release slowly through the nostrils again, preserving the same soft sound. Keeping the Mula Bandha engaged, the perennial floor contracted, gaze straight, and visualize yourself as Sage Matsyendraja, seated in a deep twist, channeling secret wisdom. In Matsyendrasana.
वामजङ्गपरदक्षिणताने वामहस्तपृष्ठदिश आने बहुरो दक्षिणे पादहैजोयिताकिनलिज पकरे सोयि.
And relax, come out of the sideward twist. Maintain the feet in Padmasana. Take your hands onto your feet. And then from your hips bend forward. Place your forehead on the ground. Rest there while performing the Ujjaya Kumbhaka, making the sound of the ocean with your breath, keeping the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha, and visualize yourself as Matsyendraja, but deeper, embodying unfathomable depth in turning inwards. In Matsyendrasana 2.
मच्छेन्द्रासन प्रथमा यमनोचरण जूजोई वाम जंग परिराके सोईता की एरिकाती सो लवे बाहुरी जुक्ति यह और करावे.
And come back up. Place your hands together on one knee. Continue making the sound of the ocean with your breath, with inner focus and outer vision, free from blinking or opening the eyes. Perform this Vaishnavi Mudra. The Mula Bandha engaged, the pelvic floor contracted. Also draw the abdomen inward and up in the Uddiyana Bandha, and then place your chin to the chest in Jalandhara Bandha. Keeping all these three bandhas engaged is together called the Mahamudra Bandha. Gaze straight in front of you. Visualize the supreme point of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, radiating light that dissolves every shade of ignorance within and around you. In Guru Asana.
उरुमूले इतरपादस्य कनिष्ठिकप्रदेशगुल्पां संस्थाप्य तदेव जानु इतरपादपर्ष्णि संस्थाप्य तिष्ठेत् हस्तौ समीलयेत् गुरु आसनं भवति.
And now place the knees up, the feet flat on the ground. Cross your arms around your knees. Continue the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, making the sound of the ocean with the breath. And perform the Kechari Kumbhaka. Fix your gaze between the eyebrows. Relax the breath. And then gently turn the tongue backward into the hollow behind the soft palate and hold it comfortably without strain, maintaining steady awareness. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself twisted like a tethered animal in Pashvasasana, yet inwardly free. Pashvasana.
तिष्ठेत् पाशासनं भवति.
And in the same position with feet flat on the ground and the knees up, the arms wrapped around the chin, the knees, draw the chin inward, broaden the upper back, spine tall, gaze at the tip of the nose. Continue with the sound of the ocean in the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, and visualize a conscious awakening manifesting within, taking you beyond sorrow in Bodhashokasana.
व्याभुक गोद उपरि करेनाश दृष्टि अचलले धरे भुज पर परसपर पकते दोई कवाम लगानी कति न जू सोई.
And now slide your arms beneath your knees. Clasp the opposite elbows under the thighs for the locked hold. The spine upright, chest broad. Gaze softly forward. Perform the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, making the sound of the ocean with the breath. Continue internally chanting Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself as a baby cock emerging with the first light of dawn, embodying innocence, vitality, and unformed strength. In Kurakata Asana.
कुरकट आसन दौ हाथ पग बाहर लावे गोदा निचेले तहरावे हम सम हम ऐसे करे आपस में कुहानी पकड़ई.
Now, in this position, bring the right foot over the left foot so the heels cross and the toes are pointing up. Make the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, the sound of the ocean with the breath. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha, gaze at the tip of the nose, and visualize yourself as a noble wisdom personified, unwavering and luminous, in Sumati Asana.
मूलाध्वारी धारती पेरी तानी दाव पद परिधाची पद आने दौ एरी ते के ऐसी अदो वै राको तैसे पना जुगा में ऊ.
And extend your legs. Flex your feet, keep the toes upward, and stretch out the hands above your head, the palms facing each other. Continue the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, making the sound of the ocean with your breath. And in this posture, we keep all the three bandhas engaged, the pelvic floor contracted, the abdomen inward and up, and the chin to the chest. In the Mahamudra Bandha, gaze at the tip of the nose. Visualize yourself as a staff, straight, steady, and unyielding in Dandasana.
दण्डपद्म भरद्वाज वीरवज्रसमानितो आसनानि सदा कुर्यात् सुदीर्घैरेच पूरकैः.
We have a little extra participant today in the yoga class of animalistic nature. So let us not be distracted. And in this asana, come bending forward from the hips. Take the toes in Prana Mudra, the index finger and middle finger around your toes, closing it with your thumb and bringing your nose towards your knees. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha, gaze straight. Keep internally chanting Om Nithyananda Paramashivo Ham. Visualize yourself as dawn breaking, embodying beginnings filled with possibility in Aramba Asana.
Daupagami니 pasari pagaka anguta pakadi lalate goda lagave sarira samarasti asana kauguna.
And let go of your toes. Now, while keeping your legs extended, place your arms underneath your legs and fold them around, holding your ankles. Bending forward slightly from the hips. Ujjayi Kumbhaka, make the sound of the ocean with your breath. Keep your muscles of the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha. Gaze up at the third eye and visualize yourself as lightning splitting through darkness, embodying the force that shatters illusion in Bidoka Asana.
Pratamam samupavishya pada prasarayet susamyata kinchit durvam kurute dura gulpayon rantaram stitam.
And place your hands stretched out wide, your palms onto the ground, your arms sideways, away from the body. Yes. In the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, slightly contracting the throat, drawing the breath slowly in through the nostrils, producing the sound of the ocean. Retain the breath within and then release slowly through the nostrils, preserving the same soft sound. While we keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha, gaze at the tip of the nose and visualize yourself as a master of inner wines, embodying control over breath and sound in Jalandhari Pavasana.
Jalandhari pava asana.
And now come up. Now we're gonna bring one foot behind the neck. So see if you can bring your foot over your head or from the side into your neck. And with your, as a variation, if you cannot bring your foot all the way there, then bring your knee over the shoulder. And in that position, come bending forward, reach through your extended foot. Continue with the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha and visualize yourself as a bow drawn fully open, embodying expansion and resilience. Gaze straight in Urdhva Paschimottanasana.
पश्चिमतानवत् संस्थितं कृत्वा एकं पादं विवायम् अरित्य तिष्ठेत् ऊर्ध्वपश्चिमतानं भवति.
And while we maintain actually the foot behind the neck, we come all the way lying down backwards on our back with the other leg stretched out. And then we hold the foot with the opposite hand and stretch the other hand out alongside the body. We perform here the Pratyahara Kumbhaka, which means withdraw the senses inward and then move sequentially through 9 points: the soles of the feet, the perineum, the navel, the heart, the chest, the throat, the base of the throat, between the eyebrows and the forehead. After a slow inhalation, gently hold the breath while fixing awareness and then exhale slowly, maintaining complete inner stillness without strain. This is the Pratyahara Kumbhaka. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha, gaze at the tip of the nose, and visualize yourself as the endless sky, embodying infinity without boundary. In Ananta Asana.
उत्तानशयनम् एकैकं पादं ग्रीवायं विन्यस्य इतरहस्तेन पादग्रं गृहीत्वा इतरपावहुतिस्थिरीकृत्य तिष्ठेत् अनन्तासनं भवति.
Now remain laying down on your back, if you can, with your foot all the way in your neck, otherwise, with your knee over your shoulder. See where your body is and practice authentically. Keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within. Continue with the Pratyahara Kumbhaka, withdraw the senses inward. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha, gaze at the tip of the nose, and visualize yourself as the Ankusha, a small yet commanding guiding stick for an elephant of immense strength. Ankushasana.
इतरहस्तपादौ सरलीकृत्य तिष्ठेत् अङ्कुशासनं भवति.
And lying down on your back, keep your knees towards the chest. Hug your arms around your knees. Keep your eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within. Inhale deeply through the nose, hold the breath comfortably, and release through the nose again in the Sahaja Kumbhaka. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha while gazing straight and visualizing yourself as the seer, embodying clarity that pierces beyond forms. In Drisasana.
उत्तानशयनं जाननि हृदये अवस्तम्भ जङ्घासहित उरुणि करद्वय बद्ध्वा सव्यापाशव्यं लोलयेत् लोलासनं भवति.
And now for the next asana, come up into a seated position. Stretch out one leg. We're going to do the asanas that we did earlier on the other side. So take your other leg to stretch out and put one foot in your neck or your knee over your shoulder. Listen to your body, see wherever you are, and practice accordingly. Now, in this position, bend forward from the hips and reach your hands towards the extended foot. And perform the Pratyahara Kumbhaka. Withdraw the senses inwards. Keep the Mula Bandha engaged, the pelvic floor contracted while gazing straight, and visualize yourself as a river flowing upward, embodying reversal of ordinary currents. In Urdhva Paschimottanasana.
पश्चिमतानवत् समस्थितं कृत्वा एकं पादं ग्रीवायम् आधृत्य तिष्ठेत् ऊर्ध्वपश्चिमतानं भवति.
And now with the foot in our neck or the knee over the shoulder, we come laying down on our back. Hold your foot with the opposite arm, opposite hand, and the other hand is stretched out alongside the body. Withdraw the senses inward in the Pratyahara Kumbhaka. Keep the Mula Bandha engaged, the pelvic floor contracted, gaze at the tip of the nose, and visualize yourself as infinity reclined, embodying limitless space from within. Anantasana.
उत्तानशयनम् एकैकं पादं ग्रीवायं विन्यस्य इतरहस्तेन पादग्रं गृहीत्वा इतरपावहुतिस्थिरीकृत्य तिष्ठेत् आनन्तासनं भवति.
And in the same position, keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within in the Shambhavi Mudra. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha, gaze at the tip of the nose, and visualize yourself as the elephant god, embodying divine direction and firmness. in Ankushasana.
इतरहस्तपादौ सरलीकृत्य तिष्ठेत् अङ्कुशासनं भवति.
And the next asana is an extra challenging for flexibility. So what we are going to do is we bring 2 feet in our neck behind our head, or if you're not reaching there, then bring both knees over your shoulders, and we keep laying down on our back and fold our arms around our hips. Gently focus the inner awareness through the eyes, softly and steady, maintaining alertness without tension in Shambhavi Mudra. Continue the Pratyahara Kumbhaka, withdraw the senses inward, keep the pelvic floor contracted, gaze at the tip of the nose, and visualize yourself in yogic sleep, embodying serene awareness, resting yet awake. In Yoga Nidrasana,
पादाभ्यां वेष्टयेत् कन्तं हस्ताभ्यां पृष्ठबन्धनं तन्मध्ये शयनं कुर्यात् योगनिद्रा सुखप्रदा.
wonderful. And I'm laying down back on your back position. Place your soles of the feet towards the ceiling, your knees bent, and fold your arms around your knees, hands at the neck. Gently focus the inner awareness through the eyes, soft and steady, maintaining alertness without tension. In the Shambhavi Mudra, continue the Pratyahara Kumbhaka, inhaling deeply and withdrawing the senses inward. Keep the Mula Bandha engaged, the pelvic floor contracted, and gaze at the tip of the nose. Visualize yourself as self-delightening, embody contentment born within. In Atmaramasana,
दो हाथ छिद्द साकरे दिन सो उभय निसपाकरे पाग उचाय आगने आने बहुरी जुगति ऐसिक विद्वाने.
and in the next asana, we lay down on our back and stretch our arms all the way to the sides. We bend our knees to one side. Keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within. Withdraw the senses inward in the Pratyahara Kumbhaka. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha and gaze at the third eye. Visualize yourself as a small bird embodying agility and alertness in Kochikasana.
दो हाथ छिद्द साकरे तिन उभय पकरे पग उचाय आगने अने बहुरी जुगति ऐसिक विधि बने.
And in the next asana, we stretch out the leg that is now the upper leg. We stretch it all the way out to the side, holding it with your hand. The lower leg is down now, actually the other way around with the legs. Yes, the lower leg is stretched out along the mat and the other one stretched out to the side. You can hold your leg stretched out to the side with your hand. Withdraw the senses inward in the Pratyahara Kumbhaka. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha. Gaze straight and visualize yourself as a radiant forge, the belly twisting as fire turns and refines within. Jatara Parivriti.
परिवृत्ति कुक्षि भागे स्थिरा हि परिकीर्तितः बद्धकोणं सुप्तकोणम् ऊर्ध्वकोणम् अतापि च.
And now bend your knees again on the same side. Keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within. Withdraw the senses inward and move awareness sequentially through the 9 points, the soles of the feet, the perineum, the navel, the heart, the chest, the throat, the base of the throat, between the eyebrows and the forehead. After a slow inhalation, gently hold the breath and then exhale slowly, maintaining complete inner stillness without strain. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha. Gaze straight and visualize yourself as a radiant forge, the belly twisting as fire turns and refines within. Jatara Parivriti Dve.
परिवृत्ति कुक्षिभागे त्रिधा हि परिकीर्तितः बद्धकोणं सुप्तकोणम् ऊर्ध्वकोणम् अथापि च.
So we are still at the same side as where we started, and now we stretch both legs out all the way to the side. Hold your feet with your hands. Keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within. Perform the Pratyahara Kumbhaka, withdraw the senses inward, keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha and gaze straight. Continue internally chanting Om Nithyananda Paramashivo Ham. Visualize yourself as a radiant forge, the belly twisting as fire churns and refines within. Jatari Parivriti Trini.
परिवृत्ति कुक्षिभागे त्रिधा हि परिकीर्तितः बद्धकोणं सुप्तकोणम् ऊर्ध्वकोणमथापि च.
And now we go to the other side and do the same asana series on the other side, starting with folding your legs. Folding your legs at one side, keeping your knees bent and together. Keep the eyes open and steady, gaze outward while awareness rests deeply within. The Pratyahara Kumbhaka, withdraw the senses inward and keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself as a radiant forge, the belly twisting as fire churns and refines within. Jatara Parivriti.
परिवृत्ति कुक्षिभागे त्रिधा हि परिकीर्तितः बद्धकोणं सुप्तकोणम् ऊर्ध्वकोणमथापि च.
And now stretch out the upper leg all the way to the side and the lower leg along the mat. Take the foot in one hand. Keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within in the Shambhavi Mudra. Withdraw the senses inward in the Pratyahara Kumbhaka and keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha. Gaze straight and visualize yourself as a radiant forge, the belly twisting as fire turns and refines within. Jatara Parivriti Dve.
परिवृत्ति कुक्षिभागे त्रिधा हि परिकीर्तितः बद्धकोणं सुप्तकोणम् ऊर्ध्वकोणम् अथापि च.
And stretch out both legs all the way to the side. Keeping the legs together and sideways, holding the feet with your hands. Keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within in the Shambhavi Mudra. Withdraw the senses inward in the Pratyahara Kumbhaka and visualize yourself as a radiant forge, the belly twisting as fire churns and refines within. Jatare Parivriti Trini.
परिवृत्ति कुक्षिभागे त्रिधा हि परिकीर्तितः बद्धकोणं सुप्तकोणम् ऊर्ध्वकोणमथापि च.
And now we have completed both series on both sides. Come laying down on your back, stretch out your hands towards your ankles and push your hips towards the ceiling, making your body into an inverted bridge. Shoulders stay on the mat as well as the feet flat. Chin to the chest in Jalandhara Bandha, keeping the Mula Bandha engaged, the pelvic floor contracted, and gaze at the tip of the nose. And visualize yourself as a radiant bridge, rooted through your feet and arching upward in strength. In Dvipada Pitam.
प्रतिक्रियाभूतं द्वन्द्वा पीतसर्वबलप्रदं गर्भिणी नन्दुर्बाला नामिति गर्ही जगादनु.
And in the next asana, you're gonna stretch a little further. We place the hands underneath the shoulders And push the body up into an inverted position with the hips towards the ceiling. Withdraw the senses inward in the Pratyahara Kumbhaka. Visualize yourself as a stone couch, a moving, timeless, and steady Paryankasana.
शववत् शरीरं संस्थाप्य जानुनि समील्य नाभौ आनीय हस्ताभ्यां कन्दरां बद्ध्वा भामयेत् सोतनं भवति.
And lower the back down onto the mat. Fold your knees towards the chest. Place your hands in your neck and the elbows on your chest. Keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within. Inhale deeply through the nose, hold the breath comfortably and release through the nose again. Pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha and visualize yourself as a playful dog rolling freely on the ground, open in trust and unguarded joy. Svanasana.
शाववत् शरीरं संस्थाप्य जनुनि समील्य नाभौ आनीय हस्ताभ्यां कन्दरां बद्ध्वा भामयेत् सोतनं भवति.
And now we're going to bring the body up into an inverted position with the shoulders on the ground, toes pointing up towards the ceiling. If you can hold your balance, then stretch your arms out along the mat, away from the body, and start with the feet making slow circles. Murchaka Kumbhaka, inhale deeply through the nose and then lock the chin to the chest in Jalandhara Bandha. Keep making slow circles with the feet. See your feet reaching skyward, grounded in stillness, drawing apana upward toward the head to unite with prana. Vipariti Karini.
अत विपरीतकरणी मुद्रा भूतलेश्वरि स्वशिरो धत्वा केनयेत् चरणद्वयं विपरीतकृति च एषा सर्वतन्त्रेषु गोपिता.
And in the next variation of this asana, keep your legs all the way straight out towards the ceiling. Perform the Murchaka Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply through the nose and lock the chin to the chest in Jalandhara Bandha. The Mula Bandha engaged. See your feet reaching skyward, the ground grounded in stillness, drawing apana upwards toward the head to unite with prana. In Vipariti Karani 2.
करणी विपरीतक्या सर्वदिव्यादिनाशिनी नित्यम् अभ्यासयुक्तस्य जातराग्निविवर्धनी.
And now bring the feet all the way over the head towards the ground, the toes touching the ground. The fingers interlaced in Parusha Mudra and stretched out along the mat. The Murcha Kumbhaka, keep the chin to the chest in Jalandhara Bandha when inhaling deeply. The Mula Bandha engaged, the pelvic floor contracted, and visualize your legs extending over your head like a steady plow, cutting fertile ground. Langalasana.
नरकासने स्थित्वा नासिकप्रदेशे भूमा पादपृष्ठे स्थाप्य हस्तद्वयं समील्य लम्बीकुर्यात् ग्रीवप्रदेशेन भूमिं कर्षयेत् नङ्गलासनं भवति.
And while we keep our feet over the head, we bring our hands towards our feet, holding them with our fingers, keeping the chin to the chest in Jalandhara Bandha. Visualize yourself as a river flowing westward, surrounding to the earth's embrace in Shayita Paschimottanasana.
तानं सयित्वा कुर्वित सयित पश्चिमतानकम्.
Now remain the same position with the hips upward and the hands at the feet. Inhale deeply through the nose, lock the chin to the chest in Jalandhara Bandha, gaze straight, and visualize your body expanding sideways like a vast, steady mountain, limbs extending outward and downward. In Supta Konasana.
परिवृतिः कुक्षिभागे त्रिधा हि परिकीर्तितः बद्धकोणं सुप्तकोणम् ऊर्ध्वकोणमतापि च.
And keep laying down on the back with your feet over your head, your hands at your feet, and the chin to the chest, gaze straight. Continue internally chanting Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. And visualize your body as a luminous wheel, radiating energy in all directions in Chakrasana.
शवासनस्तद्वौ पादौ कुर्याद्मस्तकटिपरौ युत्क्रमेण तथा शीघ्रम् एतत् सर्वस्य साधनम्. चक्रासने गुल्मप्रिह वातरोगविनाशनम्.
And now bring your feet back all the way up towards the ceiling while laying down on your back. Laying down on your back and place your feet upwards to the ceiling. And then keep one a bit in front of the other as if you're taking a step. Holding your hands, your toes with your hands in Prana Mudra. And perform the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, making the soft sound of the ocean with your breath. Keeping the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha. Gaze straight and visualize your legs stretching outward like fast, steady rivers reaching towards the horizon. Supta Prasarita Bandha Gushtasana.
उत्तनपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकं नटराजं त्रिकोणं च सुप्तङ्गुष्ठप्रसारणे.
And now bring your feet together next to each other while holding them with your hands in Prana Mudra. Your feet, soles of the feet pointing up towards the sky. Perform the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, make the sound of the ocean with your breath, keeping the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha, and visualize your legs extended forward, feet reaching and grounding like roots connecting to the earth. In Supta Pangushtasana.
उत्तनपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकं नटराजं त्रिकोणं च सुप्तङ्गुष्ठप्रसारणे.
And now, while laying down on your back, you bring your legs in Padmasana, the feet onto the opposite thighs, and bring your knees down towards the mat. Stretch the body out and bring the hands underneath your heads, the elbows pointing sidewards. Keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within. Slightly contract the throat and draw the breath slowly in through the nostrils, producing the sound of the ocean. Keeping the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha, gaze at the tip of the nose and visualize yourself as Matsya, the divine fish of Vishnu, gliding with luminous awareness through the cosmic waters. Matsyasana.
मुक्तपद्मासनं कृत्वा उत्तानशयनं चरेत् कुर्पराभ्यां शिरोवेष्ट्य मत्स्यासनं पुरोगः.
Now stretch your hands out above your head on the mat. Shambhavi Mudra, keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within. Continue making the sound of the ocean with the breath in Ujjayi Kumbhaka. The pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha, gaze at the tip of the nose, and visualize Lord Rama radiating from your inner space, bow in the hand, serene and vigilant. In Parasaramasana.
निखिविधि सोपकरै सोई नास अग्र दृष्टिराहे गोई सकल शरीर करण आरम आसन परसराम से नमः.
And now we're going to bring, while staying in Padmasana, the body up into an inverted posture, placing the hands at the back for support, resting on our shoulders. You can create some momentum by swinging yourself backwards and your lower body up. Keep the Mucha Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply through the nose and lock the chin to the chest in Jalandhara Bandha. Keep the Mula Bandha engaged in this position. Gaze at the tip of the nose and keep internally chanting Om Nithyananda Paramashivo Ham. Visualize your body lifted like a luminous pillar, all limbs aligned and supporting one each other in perfect harmony in Sarvangashana.
अथ वक्षे अत्र संक्षेपत् सर्वाङ्गसनमुत्तमम् यत्कृत्वा योगिनी पुनो विद्याभिपण्डितो यथा.
And relax the body down. Lay down on the back. Bring one leg bent and up, the other foot on the opposite knee. And then stretch out the arms over your head, cupping the palms. And visualize yourself as a scorpion, coiled and steadfast tail, arched with latent power. In Vrishtikasana.
वृश्चिकासनं भवति.
And switch to the other side, same posture, Vrishtikasana.
वृश्चिकासनं भवति.
And now laying down on your neck, you bring your hands behind the head and bring one by one your knee towards your head. Keep the shoulders relaxed, the spine grounded, the breath steady. Avoid pulling the neck. The hands are in Purusha Mudra behind the head, the fingers interlaced. Inhale deeply through the nose, hold the breath comfortably, and then release through the nose. Keep the Mula Bandha engaged, the pelvic floor contracted, and visualize yourself as a mighty bull, grounded and powerful, ready to strike with controlled force. See the prana surging through your limbs and core, sustaining stability and precision. In Vrisha Pada Kshepa Asana.
एकपादं प्रसार्य एकैकेन पादेन सव्य दक्षिणं भ्रामयित्वा वृषपादक्षेप भवति.
And lift your knees alternately towards each ear with your hands stretched out alongside the body. In the next asana, keep your eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within. The Sahaja Kumbhaka, inhale deeply through the nose, hold the breath comfortably, and then release through the nose again. The pelvic floor contracted, and visualize your spine as a strong, flexible pillar, fully extending with controlled power in Marotana Asana.
सतनु यं संस्थित कृत्वा जानुद्वयं पर्यायेन कर्णयो संस्पृशेत् मरुत्थानं भवति.
And in the next asana, we come from a laying down position all the way up standing. So we lay down on the back, extend the hands all the way over the head, and from that position come up and come standing. And then lower yourself down again all the way on the back with extended hands. And keep doing this as a dynamic asana while inhaling deeply through the nose, holding the breath comfortably, and release through the nose again, the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha. And visualize yourself as a wolf, alert and poised, senses turned to every movement in Brikasana.
अथ उतानं शयनं कृत्वा पादतलाभ्यां भूमिं धृत्वा उत्तिष्ठेत् वृक्षासनं भवति.
And in this position, the next asana is also a dynamic asana where we lay down on the mat and then place the feet in a swing over the head, making a whole roll with the body, and then come up standing. Sahaja Kumbhaka, inhale deeply through the nose, hold the breath comfortably, and then release through the nose again. Visualize a fluid rolling motion and your body under complete control in Lutasana.
पृष्ठभूमा निधाय पुनः पुनः पर्यायेण कर्तव्यं वृतासनं भवति.
And in the next asana, we come laying down on our belly, placing the hands underneath the chest. Keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within. Now we perform the Sarata Kumbhaka, which means contracting the lips as if whistling to produce a flute-like sound while inhaling. Then retain the breath in that position with steady awareness. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha, gaze straight. Continue internally chanting Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself as a mighty chariot carrying warriors with unwavering strength and stability. In Saratasana.
स्तम्भद्य स्थाभ्यं भूमिम् अवस्तम्भ्य ओष्ठौ निमील्य वेणुवत् संकृत्य तिष्ठेत् सरतासनं भवति.
And from this position, push the body up towards a plank position. And from the plank position, we jump the feet forward into in between the hands and then backwards. So
हस्त
Okay, from a plank position, we jump the feet forward towards the hands and then backwards again. Keep doing this. If jumping is too much for you, you can walk as well. Just see where your body is at. Perform the Sahaja Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply through the nose, hold the breath comfortably, and then release through the nose again. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha, and visualize yourself expanding beyond body and mind, awareness flowing without boundaries. In Dehalyula Langana Asana.
हस्तद्वयं बद्ध्वा तन्मध्ये चरणद्वयम् उदाने एव बहिर् आनीय अत नयेत् देहल्युल्लङ्घनं भवति.
And now we bring the hips all the way up, the hands underneath the feet. And in the bended position, with the hips forward, try to stretch out your knees as much as possible. And then walk up and down your mat, holding your feet with your hands. Perform the Sahaja Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply through the nose and hold the breath comfortably before releasing through the nose again. Keep the Mula Bandha engaged, the pelvic floor contracted, and visualize your mind as a luminous witness, accessing memories across lifetimes in Jajasana.
अत जात्यासनं वक्ष्ये येन जातिस्मरो भवेत् हस्ताङ्घ्रि भूमौ च गमन् आगमानं ततः.
And now we're going to do a karana. There are also dancing postures in the Nithyananda Yoga sequence of asanas. We bring the legs in Adamandi, the starting position for any karana, where we bring the heels close together with approximately 3 fingers space between, and then the toes pointing sidewards. Bring the hips a little bit down, bending the knees, and then stretch out your arms, bring your head back, and swing your arms and shoulders in the Lolitaka Karana. And from this asana, from this karana, we move on to the next asana where we bring the feet very close together as if there was a rope tied around your ankles. The hands are just relaxed, stretched out alongside the body. Inhale deeply through the nose, hold the breath comfortably, and release through the nose again. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha, gaze straight, and visualize your Kundalini Devi as coiled radiant force rising along your spine. In Sarpasana.
शरीरम् अर्थसर्पासनं वक्ष्ये वायुपानाय केवलं शरीरं दण्डवत् तिष्ठेत् रज्जुबन्धस्तु पादयोः.
And bending forward from the hips, placing the feet underneath your hands underneath your feet. We're gonna walk the feet up and down the mat, visualizing yourself as a camel, drawing on inner reserves to endure long challenges without faltering. Keeping the Mula Bandha engaged, the pelvic floor contracted, gaze straight. Keep internally chanting Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. In Ushtra Sadhana Asana.
गजावत् गजसाधनम् उष्ट्रवत् उष्ट्रसाधनं भवति.
And in the next asana, we perform the same posture. Keep walking with your hands around your feet. Visualize this time yourself as a horse, embodying speed, stamina, and powerful coordination. Keeping the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha. Inhale deeply through the nose. Then hold the breath comfortably and release through the nose again in Ashvasana.
अश्वासना मुष्टिकनिष्ठिकप्रदेशेन भूमौ निधाय उपरि पादतले संस्थाप्य अश्ववत् शरीरं Chalaniyam ashvasanam bhavati.
And come up into a standing position. The feet hip width apart, interlace the fingers behind the back, and stretch out the hands towards the mat, bringing your head backwards and your back arching. Inhale deeply through the nose, hold the breath comfortably and release through the nose again, keeping the pelvic floor contracted. And visualize yourself as a soaring bird, moving with precision, agility, and effortless focus. In Kapotanikasana.
पादतले भूमौ निधाय पृष्ठभागेन हस्तौ जङ्घ पार्यन्तं नीत्वा कपोतनितकं भवति.
And come into Aramandi for the next Karana, this is the next dancing posture. So bring first your legs in position with the heels together and the toes pointing outwards. And take one knee, one heel off the ground. Place your hands first in Anjani Mudra in front of the heart. And then stretch out in Padmasana, the lotus posture with your hands as if you're offering a flower. Come back into Anjani Asana and then offer the flower on the other side. In Tala Pushpa Putam Karana. And from this beautiful Karana, we move on to the next asana, where we stand flat with the feet flat on the ground, spine tall, and then place your hands together, bend slightly from the hips forward, press the palms at the chest, spine tall, chest lifted, and the breath calm. Sahaja Kumbhaka, inhale deeply through the nose, hold the breath comfortably, and release through the nose again. Gaze at the tip of the nose and visualize yourself as a rhinoceros, embodying immense strength, resilience, and unwavering focus in Gadgasana.
Ujjasarat amasanam कृत्वा पादतलाभ्यां भूमिम् अवस्तभ्य उष्टिष्ठेत् खडुगासनं भवति.
And now in the next asana, which is a wonderful test if your whole body is healthy, we come from a standing position without using the hands, down sitting on the floor. And then from that seated position, without touching the hand to the floor, we come back standing up straight. If you can do this, your health is in a good condition. Sahaja Kumbhaka, inhale deeply through the nose, hold the breath comfortably, and then release through the nose again. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha. And visualize yourself rising and sitting with steady strength, each repetition building endurance and resilience. In Uttana Notanam.
पुनः पुनः उदात्तव्यम् अशितव्यम् इति उत्तनोत्तानं भवति.
And remain into a standing position. Plant your left leg firmly on the ground and take your right foot up towards the belly. Hold it with your both hands. Inhale deeply through the nose, hold the breath comfortably, and then release through the nose again. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha. Gaze at the tip of the nose and visualize yourself as a tall tree, firmly grounded through your standing leg, with your lifted foot reaching high like a strong branch stretching towards the sky. Uchir Shika Asana.
एकैकं पादतलं कुक्षौ निधाय तिष्ठेत् उचिर्षकं भवति.
And in the next asana, we perform the famous Dandavasana, the one leg up, the foot nicely in the sky over the other foot, and then bring your both hands together, one pointing upwards, one downwards, above the knee. Sahaja Kumbhaka, inhale deeply through the nose, hold the breath comfortably, and then release through the nose. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha and visualize yourself as Shiva, moving with fierce divine energy, each step and gesture radiating power and rhythm. Dandavasana.
पाद स्थित्वा अन्यपादो अध प्रेरितः ताण्डव असन्मर्ग नृत्यं शिवस्य तदा स्थितिः.
And come back into the Adha Mandi for the next Kadana, the next dancing posture. From this Adha Mandi, we take one leg up, place it in the elbow with the arm around, the hand like a fist, and the other hand is at the hip. Toes pointing downwards. This is Parshva Janu Karana. And from this Karana, we go on to Tandavasana on the other side. Keep your knee bended and up, the foot hanging down nicely and gracefully, the both hands behind or above the knee, one finger's pointing upwards, one finger's pointing downwards. And visualize yourself as Shiva moving with fierce divine energy, each step and gesture radiating power and rhythm in Tandavasana.
पादे स्थित्वा अन्यपादो अधस्प्रेरितः ताण्डव आसन्मर्ग नृत्यं शिवस्य तदा स्थितिः.
And now stand firmly on your right leg. Place your left foot onto the opposite thigh, the knee pointing sideways, and let your hands relax down alongside your body. Inhale deeply through the nose, hold the breath comfortably and release through the nose again. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha, gaze straight, and visualize yourself as Brahman, infinite, unbounded, and pure awareness in Brahmanasana.
ब्रह्मणासनमावक्षे यत्कृत्वा ब्रह्मणो भवेत् एकपादमुरौ दत्त्वा तिष्ठेत् दण्डकृतिर्भुवि.
And the same asana on the other side. Switch the sides. In Brahmanasana,
ब्रह्मणासनमावक्षे यत्कृत्वा ब्रह्मणो भवेत् एकपादमुरौ दत्त्वा तिष्ठेत् दण्डकृतिर्भुवि.
and in the next asana, we bring the foot onto the opposite thigh with the sole facing upwards. The hands remains relaxed alongside the body. Visualize here Lord Vishnu within your heart, radiant and serene as each step unfolds. Inhale deeply through the nose, hold the breath comfortably and release through the nose again. Pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha, gaze straight. Continue internally chanting Om Nithyananda Paramashivo Ham in Ekapadasana.
दक्षदिं वामपादस्य जङ्घोपरि निधाय च व्यापानिं जानुपार्श्वयो स्पृशेत्कुमितराङ्घ्रिणा एवं वृद्धासनयत्र तत्र एकन्यासनं भवेत् रक्तशुद्धिरनेन स्यात् जरनाशं च मूलतः.
And then we perform Ekapadasana on the other side. Bring your other leg, foot onto the opposite hip, your arms relaxed alongside the body. Ekapadasana.
दक्षदिं वामपादस्य जङ्घोपरि निधाय च व्यापानिं जानुपार्श्वयो स्पृशेत्कुमितराङ्घ्रिणा एवं विदासना यत्र तत्र एकन्हृयासनं भवेत् रक्तशुद्धिरनेन स्यात् जरनाशं च मूलतः.
And now Gohyasana. We come into an inverted posture where you make a strong base of the elbows and the hands on the ground.
Now let us continue with Gohyasana. So start being on your knees and place your forearms on the ground with your fingers interlaced, keeping the elbows shoulder width apart, and position the top of your head on the ground while cradling the back of your head on with your knees. So slowly now walk your toes forward until your hips align directly above your shoulders. Draw both the knees towards your chest, keeping them bent and together, and tuck your chin gently inwards. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra. Keep your eyes open and steady and gaze outwards. The Sahaja Kumbhaka. Inhale gently through the nose, hold the breath, and engage your Mula Bandha. Contract your perineum, gaze at your nose, chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Visualize yourself as the serene cow, embodying calmness, patience, and steadiness and openness.
Pindijanga milave doyi yedi kulam rasai bhoyi goda chibuka agri lagave asana gohi nama kahave.
Now Shirshasana, stay in the same position. Now stretch your feet to the sky and continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, gaze forward. And the Sahaja Kumbhaka, inhale gently through the nose, hold your breath comfortably, then release through the nose. Engage your perineum, the Mula Bandha, gaze at your nose. Continue to chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Visualize your body inverted in luminous axis of concentrated awareness and envision prana or nectar flowing upward into the Sahasrara chakra.
Viparitam mandalam cha dvidhaiva viditam hinam dandasana dvida proktam viparitopaveshane.
Now let us move on to Podhyasana. In Podhyasana, now let us continue with Podhyasana. Now sit holding your calves just below the knees with both your hands and lift your legs upward, guiding your shins towards vertical while bringing your forehead gently towards your knees. Now continue with the Shambhavi Mudra. Keep your eyes open and steady and gaze outward while your awareness rests deeply within. Here we are going to be performing the Bhastrika Kumbhaka. So forcefully and rapidly inhale and exhale through the nose with equal emphasis on both breath. Engage your perineum, the Mula Bandha, gaze forward and chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize vibrant energy exploding from within, radiating boundless vitality. Podhyasana.
दौ हाथ पग बाहर आने, गोदा तरे कंकसी ताने, अंगुष्ठ पिंडली लगाता, तारे चरण उभय आकसा दिसिकारे.
Remain in the same position now and cross your arms over your chest and hold on to your opposite shoulders firmly for balance. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra. Keep your eyes open and steady and gaze outward while awareness rests deeply within. The Bhastrika Kumbhaka, forcefully and rapidly inhale and exhale through the nose and engage your perineum, the Mula Bandha. Gaze at your third eye. Chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Visualize your body as the sturdy bar, parigha, holding steady as a gate. See yourself bridging the threshold between limitation and expansion.
Parigasana. उत्तानं शयनं कृत्वा पादौ मिलित्वा प्रसारये नितम्बं भूमौ स्पृत्स्य हस्ताभ्यां कन्दरा बद्ध्वा कुम्भकं कृत्वा तिष्ठेत् परिहासन भवति.
Remain in the same position with your legs at a 45-degree angle. Now place your elbows down on the ground behind your hips for support and balance. The Shambhavi Mudra, keep your eyes open and steady, gaze outward. Bhastrika Kumbhaka, forcefully and rapidly inhale and exhale through the nose. And lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, gaze at your third eye. Continue to chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Visualize yourself as a mighty bow cutting through the ocean of Maya and see yourself surging through waves of illusion towards liberation's shore. Nokasana.
उत्तानं शयनं कृत्वा पादौ मिलित्वा प्रसारये नितम्बं भूमौ स्पृत्स्य हस्ताभ्यां कन्दरात् बद्ध्वा कुम्भकनं कृत्वा तिष्ठेत् परिहासन भवति.
Now sit with your feet lifted and your knees drawn comfortably towards your chest. Slide your hands under each heel and hold firmly to draw your feet closer to your body and keep your spine straight, your chest open and shoulders relaxed as you hold this asana. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, gaze forward and steady, and continue with the Bhastrika Kumbhaka, forcefully and rapidly inhale and exhale through the nose. Engage your perineum, the Mula Bandha, and gaze at your nose. Chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Visualize yourself embodying Lord Rudra, fierce yet compassionate, a rolling storm of transformative power in Rudrasana.
रोगपीड होइ तौ याहु आसन करी मूलत्वरते की धरती झस्यौ भसै दै रोगन रोहोई तौ सुदर्च आसन करी भौ करे.
Now start lying flat on your back with your feet hip width apart and flat on the mat. Place your palms down with your fingertips reaching near your heels for support and press firmly into both your feet and palms as you gently lift your hips high. Keep your chest broad and tuck your chin naturally towards your chest for support. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, gaze forward, keep your eyes open. Here we'll be performing the Murcha Kumbhaka. So you will be inhaling deeply through the nose, then lock your chin to the chest in Jalandhara Bandha. Hold your breath, then slowly exhale through the nose, maintaining the throat lock. Gaze at your nose, chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Visualize your body lifted, hips drifting upwards like a rising flame, belly open to the sky. Feel sturdy support through your shoulders, grounding you as energy lifts your core in Unmukha Pita Dve.
ऊर्ध्वे च जानुनि कृत्वा शायित ऊर्ध्वमुखं तथा उत्थाप्य हस्तौ तिष्ठेतु पिते उन्मुखनामके.
Now we move on to the last asana for today. Start by lying flat on your back with your arms relaxed beside you and your palms facing upwards. Allow your legs to extend naturally with your feet falling outwards for ease. So Release all the efforts in your muscles and let your breath flow smoothly as your body rests. Keep your shoulders soft and your jaw unclenched to allow deep relaxation. We'll be performing the Shakti Chalana Mudra. Focus on the Muladhara, contract the perineum to rouse the dormant Kundalini. Forcefully draw the Apana Vayu, the downward breath, upwards with intent. Holding the energy intention firmly inwards, practicing this regularly grants mastery over the body and subtle powers such as anima and liberation from the fear of death. Engage your perineum in the Mula Bandha. Gaze forward and chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize dissolving into stillness like a peaceful body resting in earth embrace. See tension release and prana returning to source with effortless ease. Contemplate surrender, deep rest, and the serene merging of individual and universal being in Shavasana.
अथ शवासनम् उत्तानं शववद्भूमौ शायनं तु शवासनम्.
Now you can start with gently moving your legs and your hands and bring your knees to your chest. Slowly wrap your arms around your knees and move from side to side, massaging your back. And now gently rock yourself to a sitting position. Congratulations, and we've completed another 100 asanas for today. Give yourself a round of applause. And tomorrow we're continuing with another 100 asanas. So now, place your hands in the Anjali Mudra in front of your chest. Close your eyes and visualize Swamiji, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, with great, deep gratitude to Swamiji. Now let us end with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat. Sarvam Bhagavat Shri Nithyananda Paramashiva Padukarpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Now let us bow down to Swamiji's Atma Murti with deep gratitude for gifting the Nithyananda Yoga, the most authentic yoga directly from Paramashiva. And we welcome you for the satsang that is happening later today at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where Swamiji will be gracing us and revealing more cosmic truths. Please join us for the live satsang. And now, thank you so much, and we'll see you again tomorrow at the same time at 4 a.m. EAT. And with this, we see you tomorrow. Thank you, Nithyanandam.